Just to be cognizant of everybody's time, I'm going to jump right into this. There's a lot of people that are going to catch the replay. There's about 17 people in this challenge, like I said, but we're going to get right into this. So, in order to get the most out of this 21-day challenge, there's one really important thing that you need to do, and you need to actually come up with what your goal is for this 21-day challenge. So, everybody here, if you're on the call, drop in the chat what your goal for this 21-day challenge is, because the more I know what you're intimately looking to accomplish during this, I can actually cater this program and cater this experience to you guys to make sure that you have everything that you need to succeed. I have an incredible curriculum set up for the next 3 weeks. We got three calls every single week, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to just go through some skill building sessions. We're going to make sure that we are learning all of these tools and strategies that we know how to implement healthy habits into our routine. So we're not just getting fit for now, but we're getting fit for life, because that's what I'm all about. I'm all about helping people break free from those fad diets, from those quick fixes, and understanding and recognizing the value of habits and installing those habits into your life so that you can fall back on those habits when life seems to get a little crazy. So, a little bit of house cleaning here. I want to go through and show you guys exactly what you have access to during this program so that you know how to use everything you have, because there is quite a bit here. And so, to get started, I'm going to really go in here and show you the training software. So the training software is really cool because it allows you to literally track every aspect of your journey right in one place. You can track your nutrition, you can track your progress on your workouts, you can communicate with me directly. You can literally do everything right within this app, and it is one of the best apps out there for this. Can be a little bit confusing because there is so much in it. I know a handful of you guys here are familiar with this app, but for the people who are new, I want to really take some time to break down the power of what we have here. So, as you guys see on this page, there's a challenge. We've got about 17 people signed up for the challenge. It's gamified. Really cool thing that I'm doing here is that, as you guys know, I launched a supplement brand very recently, and I really want to get people using these supplements and loving them because they're some of the best in the country. They're high quality, American made, and they are made in GMP certified facilities, meaning that they uphold the highest standard practices in order to make sure that those supplements are highest quality possible. Now, we're going and you get points for different actions. And now, during this process, as you can see, Laura already completed her workout. Killing it. Great job. I went in there. I'm in the challenge too. So you guys got a little bit of stiff competition here because this is just kind of what I do every single day. But as you can see in here, there's seems like a long list, but if you're proactive with hitting these habits, it's going to seem like it's not that much. But when you look at the list, it can be overwhelming. So you can look at this and you can say, oh my goodness, there's so many things to do. But at the end of the day, there's 5 major things that you should be focusing on when it comes to your overall health. And that's what we're going to be doing through this challenge. The number one thing is your hydration. Hydration is such a key piece of overall health. It breaks down. If you click on the actual habit itself, it will break down a little excerpt that I put together that shows you why it's important to stay hydrated and then how to implement this habit into your life, and a little pro tip that I found that has helped me in the past. And so every single one of these habits have a little reminder so you guys can learn a little bit about what you need to do in order to be successful there. So water is number one. And then number two is eating a low sugar, whole foods based diet. Now, I put this challenge between Thanksgiving and Christmas for a reason, because on Thanksgiving and Christmas, most of the time, it's not really sustainable to stick to a protocol like this because of all of the delicious meals that our families bring together. And it's kind of hard. Like, I was in that state where I used to turn things down, and my family would be like, oh, he's all snobby. And at the end of the day, I just was prioritizing certain things in my life at that point. So, making sure during these 21 days that we're eating a low sugar, whole foods based diet is critical to your success during this. And this is what's going to be the key piece in actually having you lose weight during this season, is if you can focus on this one thing. The next thing, number three, is getting intentional movement every single day. Now, I'm going to break this down for you a little bit. I went through and I tried to take the guesswork out completely. And so what I did is you've got one workout or 2 workouts every single day that are going to be the same. The point of this is to get you in the habit of moving your body daily. They're 10-minute workouts. You can do them throughout the day. The reason why I did this also is because for those of you who are really looking to put the pedal to the metal and get as much out of this as you can also go into the bottom of the app, hit the plus button, and there's a whole library of different workouts that you can add if you want a little bit more. Everything I have in here is meant to do at home. You'd be surprised how good of a workout you can get at home. Smacked this workout earlier today, and I'm like, oh man, I want to put a public service announcement out there for this workout. It's set up where you're doing a minute on, 15 seconds off for each movement. What's really important to recognize and understand is some of these movements are pretty difficult, so you're going to be sucking wind. But during this program, this is your time, this is your experience. So it's important for you to push yourself a little bit, but stay within your comfort zone. And then what you'll see is that you're going to continue to progress. When you do this every single day, you're not going to be overtraining because it's only 10 minutes. And you'll see that this workout specifically hits every single muscle in your entire body. And that's what's so great about it. We're all about making sure we're optimizing our time because all of us here, we're busy. We don't have all the time in the world like we used to. We have a lot of responsibilities and we need to find quick and efficient strategies. And so that's what this is. There's the fat destroyer, that's every single day. And then I've rotated between two mobility exercises. As we continue to age, this is one of the most overlooked aspects of overall health and fitness. And this single-handedly is what will make you feel more pliable, a little bit more light on your feet. Because when you're mobile, you're flexible, you're less prone to injury, and you just feel better overall. So the mobility work is a huge piece of this, and I really recommend that you don't skip that out. Now, like I said, if you have a little bit more time and you're like, hey, I got a little taste of these workouts, I really want to go for it. There's a whole library of a bunch of different levels of the workouts from level 1 all the way up to level 3, and you'll see them marked in there. But go in there, look at the time on the top and slide it into your schedule. Micro workouts is what I call these. And these are the key to fitting in little gaps of workouts throughout your entire day so that it doesn't feel like you have to drive 30 minutes to the gym, be there for an hour to an hour and a half, drive back. It's just this whole commute. I love going to the gym. And so I plan that into my day. That's why I have to get up so early. But a lot of people don't have that time. And so these micro workouts will literally solve that problem because if you don't think you can get a good workout in 10 minutes, well, you haven't tried one of my micro workouts. So getting intentional movement every single day is key. What we're doing during this program is we're building habits. We're setting up a foundation that you can sustain, not just for these 21 days, but for many years to come. Because if you can focus on these 5 things and consistently make sure you're prioritizing them, that's when it just seems like things start to flow together. You don't have to think about it because habits, the definition of habits are just operating systems that just happen without you really thinking about them, right? When you're driving, you kind of have a habit of driving. Sometimes you zone out and you're like, oh, wow, okay, I'm here. Habits are very, very repetitive tasks that we have to develop. Now, it takes a little bit of time to develop those habits. So give yourself some grace because sometimes you're not going to be perfect. But I ask you during this challenge to commit to this 21 days. It's only 21 days. I know it's like, oh, this is a tough time of year because there's holiday parties, there's friends events, there's so many things going on. But if you can commit to this, you're going to set yourself up for those 2025 goals, and you're going to not find yourself at January 1 with falling behind. And so that's what's really important about this is you're getting a kickstart on those 2025 goals. Now, the other thing that's really an important piece that I see people skip over all the time and they're like, man, I'm doing all of these things, but I just can't lose weight. We start to take a step back and we look at their overall lifestyle and we look at their stress. And stress is one of the number one things that can rob you of your weight loss because when your body is high on cortisol, it is almost impossible for you to lose weight unless you're starving yourself. It just throws your hormones into chaos and it's like a fight or flight mode where your body's like doesn't know what to do. So it's not working optimally. So making sure you're taking a step back, finding 10 to 15 minutes for yourself of stress management work, whether it's journaling, meditation, breath work, visualization, anything that you feel is best for you. Carve that time out in the day, because if you can do that, not only are you going to be mentally fit, but when you're physically fit, you're going to be mentally fit. Because it's one thing to be physically fit. I've met a ton of people I've been doing this for over 10 years now. And a lot of people can be physically fit, but then you still look at them and they're miserable and they hate life. And you're like, wait, like what's happening here? So it's one thing to be physically fit, but being mentally fit and bringing them both together is how you become happy and healthy. And that's what we're all about here. We want to help you become happy and healthy and have this foundation of habits that will allow you to do that. The next thing, and arguably one of the most important things, especially during this time of the year when it's busy at the end of the year, you're trying to hit quotas, you're shopping for the family, just so many things are going on. This is one of the things that falls down the list, and it's sleep. Quality sleep, I cannot overstate the importance of actually making sure you're getting enough sleep. So many people say, "Oh, well, I don't want to sacrifice my time to get a little more sleep." But it's not about sacrificing time. It's about making sure you're getting quality enough sleep so that when you are going through your day, you are able to function at the highest level possible. These habits are not just about health optimization, it's about life optimization. Because when you're healthy, you're more confident, you have more energy. When you have more energy and confidence, you have a better relationship with your partner, you perform better at work, you can keep up with those high demands of your life. Everything rises and falls on your health, and we're going to build from there. So, over this 21 days, there's 5 things to focus on. And I tried to take the guesswork out completely. And I even gave you strategies on what you need to do in order to implement these habits. So there's only 5 things. It's not like 75 hard, where you have a whole list of a bunch of things that you need to do every single day. There's 5 things. And these are the 5 most critical things when it comes to your overall health. So breaking down what happens here, you'll see it here. When you click into the workout right here, you're going to go in and you're going to see the list of workouts. If it's your first time coming into the workouts, sometimes you don't know what's going on here. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to take a couple minutes to just go in and watch the videos here. These videos are really important because they're going to show you not only what the workout looks like, but how to do it with proper form. Because movement is really important to do properly, because if you just go in there and mindlessly do the moves, yes, you're going to burn a couple calories. Yes, you'll feel pretty good at the end, but you're not getting the most out of it, because when you can slow the movement down and you're doing it properly, you get the muscles engaged that are supposed to be there, and you're actually going to prevent yourself from injury, because at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want to be able to move better and feel better. And that comes from doing each movement properly. And you can't do those movements properly unless you go through and look at what each movement is. Most of these movements, they're not crazy. A lot of you are probably familiar with them. As you get into some of the stretching, you're like, I don't really know what some of those are. So watch these videos, go through them. Like I said, these 2 workouts are going to be very standardized. So once you go through them like 2, 3 days, you're just going to know, like, okay, cool, hit the timer, we're going to run it. And then track your progress. See how many reps you do of push-ups in a minute. See how many squat jumps you do in a minute. Keep track of those numbers, because that's where progress is managed as well. Because when you have the data, that is where you're able to track your progress. Data is king when it comes to your health and fitness. Now, speaking of data, you're also going to find in here that you will have the ability to track your food. This is for people who are really ready to just go all in. Tracking your food has a little bit of a bad reputation. I always have everybody I work with do it, especially at the beginning, because if you're not bringing awareness and attention to what you're eating, it's like taking your money and throwing an investment and just like not even paying attention to what it's doing. Like, I'm just gonna do this and just, it's like throwing shit against the wall and seeing what's gonna happen. Excuse my French. So you can track your nutrition. And if you track your nutrition, that allows me to go in and give you better quality feedback when it comes to your nutrition as well. In this process, you're going to have me here with you every step of the way. That's what this app is about. You've got the messenger, you have everything in one centralized place. But I urge you, if you need help, you must ask for help. I don't know if you need help unless you ask for it. So please, I'm here to be with you every step of the way. So ask for the help, because I want to make sure that you get the most out of this 21 days. And so with this, everything is there. You've got the nutrition tracking, your fitness, your communication with me. If you want I will also go through and break down how much you should be eating in order to reach your goals. So just let me know that. Just send me a message and I'd be happy to go through and break this down. I can also go in and I can give you a meal plan. If you're like, man, I just really need some help and some guidance, I will give you a meal plan. I generally don't give people meal plans because they're really hard to stick to. I just do nutrition coaching because meal plans aren't dynamic. They're very structured and stuck, but helping you understand and recognize how to eat in order to reach your goals, that gives you the skills to make sure that you're set up for life. So everything is there. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. But another big piece of this whole experience is the group. You've got a community of people here who are all on the same page as you. They're all looking to optimize their health, and everybody here is very supportive. You've actually got, I think, 5 other coaches in there that'll jump in, they'll chime in whenever they need to. Like I've got Coach Amy, Hydro, Robbie, Matt, Ian, myself, and I've got Coach Charlie who's going to be there. So that's actually 7. You've got a ton of different resources in here. So if you post questions, I'm good at what I do, but sometimes I don't know all the answers. So I'm very good at putting myself around people who also are going to help fill in those gaps. So in here, you're going to find all of the events. So just like what you did here, when you go in here, you're going to be able to go to the link and go straight into the event. Now, what's really important during all of this, though, is that this is where you can post your wins. Use this group to post your wins because we want to celebrate your successes, even as small as they are. We're in this together. And so when we can really help raise each other up, we can all rise up together. That is why my company is named what it is, because we're helping each other rise up to life. Now, what you're going to find in this group as well is you're going to find some resources. Now, these resources I've put together here just to give you guys everything that you need to succeed here. So what you're going to see is that you're going to get this 21-day habit challenge guide. This is going to walk you through all of the different habits. So I highly recommend that you take some time to go in and read through this. I took a lot of time putting this together so that it completely lets you understand. In my AI image there. Yeah, we'll just ignore that girl with no legs. But at the end of the day, it's really important to make sure that you understand what you're doing because when you have all of the information, you're really able to make the right decisions to get you to where you want to go. So take the time and go through this guide because this guide will really help set you up for success. Now, for those people who are like, man, nutrition is my kryptonite, I find myself not knowing what to eat at all. That's what this Rise Up Nutrition Guide is. I created this a couple years ago and I just posted it in this group for you guys specifically so that you can have everything that you need when it comes to your nutrition. It's going to break down teaching you how to know exactly how much to eat, and it will literally walk you through everything you need to know about nutrition so that you never have to ask anybody ever again. And that's what I want to do with everybody here is I want to teach you the skills so that you never need to work with a coach ever again because you know what you need to do. And that's what I'm going to do is provide you with all the resources that you need to thrive. So you've got those 2 resources, you've got the community, you've got the app. Make sure during this process that you're staying very proactive. The key difference from all of the people that I've seen that have been successful and not is that they take the time to plan because when you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. I'm sure you've all heard that saying. And what it really comes down to is that you need to take a little bit of time at the beginning of the week. Today is probably the best day to do it and set your intentions for the week. Figure out when am I going to take the time to put 10, 15 minutes into my stress management? Where am I going to fit these workouts into my day? How am I going to prepare myself for my nutrition? I'm a big advocate for meal prepping, but I also know how it is to be really busy. One of the best tools that I've ever come across is Whole Foods on Amazon. They deliver your food right to your door, and they also have a bunch of pre-made things. I get pre-made grilled chicken sent to my door every single week, and it makes hitting my protein goals so easy. And I haven't been to the grocery store in forever because all they do is send it right to my door. You sit there, go on the app, order everything. With that being said, also, I have so many different tools and resources at my disposal that I've created over the past 10 years. And so if you're struggling with anything, if you need a grocery list or a meal plan or just some good healthy recipes, ask me because I have them ready to go and I will gladly send them to you. So, throughout this process, make sure one, you're being proactive, setting intentions for this entire process. You need to define and you need to figure out exactly what you want to get out of this because when you have a very clear vision of what you're looking to accomplish, it's way easier to accomplish it than you're like, hey, I just want to go and I just want to get a little healthy. I just want to work out. Like, that's cool and all. But if you don't have a very clear vision, then it's going to be really hard to get you there. Number two, you have to be able to define why this is important to you. There are so many different reasons. For me, I love being healthy because it sets the example for my family to rate, like to literally implement healthy habits into their routine. I'm a good role model for my son. It allows me to feel my best. I feel confident. So it has a good like energy with me and my wife. These are those things where it's super important to me, but you have to define why it's important to you. Why is being healthy important to you? Why are you going to want to maybe sacrifice some of those extra drinks during the holiday season because you have a goal to reach? Why is it important to you? So it's one thing to have a goal, it's a whole different thing to understand why on a very deep level. Get a little deeper. I always take people through the 5 why exercise. What I mean by this is if you're like, hey, I want to lose weight. Why do you want to lose weight? Okay, well, I want to lose weight, just so I feel a little bit better. Well, why is that important to you to feel better? Well, I want to feel better because I feel like my relationship is dwindling and I'm not as confident in myself. So I just don't feel like as sexy as I used to. And so you keep going down why. Like, why is feeling a little bit more sexy important to you? Like, how is that going to affect your relationship? So you get down to this deep level where you're like, oh my gosh. That's what's going to motivate me to get up and do these things when I don't want to. Because at the end of the day, those are what's really important. You need to step up and find why it's important for you. Because when you can do that, you can have a vision, you have a strong why, you have a strategy right in front of you where I have literally taken out the guesswork. Success is inevitable. It's inevitable. And that's why I'm doing this for you guys. I want to make sure that everything that you need to do, I completely take the guesswork out. So I'm going to open the floor up now. Thank you guys very much for joining.